name's Nate.
My name is Sydney.
This is my wife.
This is my husband.
Alright, and this is the 11 podcast. This is our first podcast, so excuse me for smiling a little bit. But today's episode is just going to be how we got here, how we met. We met in high school, so we'll talk about our relationship in high school, a little bit after high school, and how we got to here now and why we started this podcast. So, to begin, we met when my sophomore year, going almost close to summer.
Yeah.
May 25th is the date that we say we met. So, yeah, I was, 15? You were 14, right? 15, 14, yeah. About to turn, or she was about to turn 15, I was about to turn 16. So, yeah, that's when we met. The actual story of how I started talking to her, though, is, or I'll let you tell it. I want you to tell it.
Okay. I think I first started seeing you in the hallway. You were going to Miss Gopi's class?
Let's go.
And I was going from her class?
Yep, I had it after you.
And then I saw you in the gym one day, too. So I saw him, and I thought he was cute or whatever. So I knew he had Miss Gopi's class after I had her. So I wrote him a note, and it was like, what did it say? Like, if you want to talk to me or if you like me,
DM
I'll give you my Instagram.
Yeah.
So yeah, I left that with Miss Goki, and she gave it to him. And then he DM'd me that day.
It was so funny, though, because, like, nobody ever approached me that way. Sorry if I keep looking over here. My sister is sitting right here on the couch with us. But yeah, I had never been approached that way before, honestly. And in high school, honestly, I was the type of person, like, I wasn't looking for a relationship or really, like, chasing behind females or nothing like that. I always had the attitude, like, whoever was meant for me will come to me, you know. Like, I'll attract the person that wants to be with me instead of going out and looking for something, not really knowing what type of person I want. Just being, a little kid just trying to get females, Being horny is the word I want to say, but, So, yeah, that was really my mindset about it. So, when she came across, it was kind of like, and plus the way she did it, like with the letter and Ms. Goki, because I used to mess with Ms. Goki. She was one of my favorite English teachers. She's the one who recommended me for honors English because she said I was good at writing. But, yeah, that's how we met. So what? After I DM'd her, we talked that whole night. I guess she got her number. We talked that whole night and continuously for a few months. Throughout high school, though, we weren't always together, so it was a lot of ups and downs, but I think it was one of those, like, right person, wrong time type of things, so that's all that was. Definitely for her. I think she was just really, I wouldn't say scared, but she was focused, like, she did really well in school, so.
I had stricter parents.
Yeah, and her parents are more strict. So yeah, that was really high school. We met, and it was kind of on and off throughout high school. But once I graduated,
Senior year.
Yeah, her senior year. Once I graduated is when we started taking it serious. I think she realized, like, it wouldn't be no other chance, because it was like, once I leave, that's it. It's like we might not ever see each other again. So, I think
when I started taking it seriously, you started not taking it seriously.
Because so like the last time we kind of split, I was honestly ready to, like, just accept it, cut ties, move on with life. But, she reached back out right before I was, like, about to join the military and whatnot. So I was in the military for about 3 years. So yeah, but yeah, that's when we started taking it serious. What else? Okay, so from there,
that's pretty much
that's high school. So from there, I was in the military. I went to basic training for 10 weeks. She came to my graduation.
I wrote him a letter for every day.
Yeah, we wrote every day we wrote each other. After basic, I went to AIT for like 6 months, so I didn't see her or no, I did. They did let us go home for Christmas. So I went to AIT from like October to like April.
Mhm.
So yeah, and then I only saw her for Christmas, and then the rest of the time I was literally just gone. I was in San Antonio, Texas. That was a long 6 months, not gonna lie. But and then after that, I went to Fort Bragg in North Carolina, so I got to come home like every weekend or every other weekend, and so we saw each other then. But yeah, we were pretty stable throughout that whole time in the military. I came home this year, February 2022, um, and this whole year has just been like um, a growing year for us both. Um, yeah, it's been pretty good. I feel like I've grown emotionally. I've grown um, mentally, spiritually. I feel like I've just grown as a man in general. Um, what would you say? How's this year been for you?
Pretty rocky.
Yeah.
um, I don't know. Getting out of school
Mhm.
and trying to get back into school.
Mhm.
Yeah, trying to find myself still.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the biggest thing.
Yeah. I think for me, so when I was in the military, when I was at Fort Bragg, um, it was different. Like just leaving home, cause I signed to join the military at 17. So just like up and leaving, like your whole family, and just like when you live in the barracks usually look like what do you want to call them? I don't even know what they look like, but they're like very depressing to be in. Like they're like it's like a 10 foot by 10 foot room. Like, but anyway, when I was there, I was just going through a lot, and it forced me to like know myself. Like it forced me to want to know myself and learn and to heal myself, because the doctors and the military doctors not gonna do nothing for you. The military providers not really gonna do nothing for you. So yeah, that's what really sparked my growth, and I think from health it turned to spirituality and diet and how what I put in my body, and so that has been my growth throughout the year. I read a book called "The Body Keeps a Score," and that really helped with um, understanding my emotions and any trauma from like childhood, past experience and stuff like that. So that's what really sparked my growth. And then, like I said, got into spirituality and stuff, and I started learning how to eat better, meditate, manifest, reflect on myself, because I'm not perfect still. You know, nobody's perfect. You're gonna always be growing. So that's what I learned. Um, as far as our relationship, I think because we were both going through our separate things, it's been rough, but at the same time, it's been really good. Like it's been a blessing because we've grown and learned so much, just being married.
Yeah.
And oh, we didn't even mention when we got married. So yeah, we got married June 25th of this year. So yeah, when we got married, that was really big for me. Definitely. I mean,
It
for
was
both
big
of
for me
us.
too, but I
Yeah.
kind of already felt like we were married.
Yeah.
Like
I think for me, I told her like, I feel like I take our relationship now, but once we get married, I feel like
yeah,
it's gonna be really different for me. Like I didn't think I understood. Like I could say, yeah, I take our relationship now serious now, but like it's different. Like just when you're actually married, you see that ring on your finger, you see the papers, it's just different. So that's what really changed my mindset. Um, but I've always loved her to death. Like I've always told her we're gonna be together forever. Even when we was in high school and we weren't together all the time, I always told her like I never really worried because
yeah,
I always felt like we was gonna be together. Like I literally did not or because I don't know, like every day I looked at her, I would just be like, damn, like I already was telling myself that's my wife in my head. Like I was already telling her that. Even my friends, they'll be like, just the way you when you were dating, like you wouldn't really talk about her nothing around us, and like, but you would still talk about her in a good way. So it was like they knew like I was gonna be with her. So, but yeah, that's that. So up to this point, we're married, had our ups and downs, um, which we'll talk more about in other videos. You know, in specific situations and what we learned and stuff like that. But where we at now? So we're to the present moment, the end of 2022, and now we're starting a podcast. So, all right. So let me get into this. Okay, so I learned about uh, life path numbers or um, numerology, whatever you want to call it. So both of ours is 11. So you get that by taking your birth year. So say your birth year, mine is 2001. So I would do 2 plus 0 plus 0 plus 1. So that's 3. And then you add it to the day of your birthday. So which mine is 11. And it's 1 plus 1 is 2. So plus 3 is 5. And then my month is June, which is 6. So 6 plus 5 is 11. And then if you take hers, it's going to add up to 11 as well. And then our birthdays are on the 11th. Hers is May 11th. Mine is June 11th. Okay? And then I'm 11 months older than her. Her birthday's in May of 2002. Mine is June of 2001. So it's 11 months apart, or it's 1 month apart, depending on how you want to look at it. And then, what else? That's it, right? Yeah, but yeah, our birthdays it's really crazy, and I think they both, yeah, they already said they both add up to 11, right? Yeah. So they both of our birthdays add up to 11. So our life path numbers are 11, which is they call the number 11 intuitive inspires. So, and I've always felt like even before I knew that I've always like, I have a friend that I'm working with now, and he always tells me that like just the way I talk and like when he talks about his problems and the advice I give him and how easy it just like rolls off my tongue, like he can just tell that it's my purpose, which I feel like that too, but I'm very humble, so I won't say like, oh, I'm doing this for you, or you know, I'm kind of just gonna be humble and share my experience and share my thoughts, and then if it helps you, it helps you. So yeah, but yeah, that's why we started the podcast, because I feel like we both can do that.
I think I can give good advice, but can't take my own advice.
Yeah. She will say stuff and then be contradicting of the things she says. But yeah, I agree with that. But I agree with that. But yeah, that's why we're starting the podcast. Also, just to share some knowledge and to share things on self-love and things of that nature, and also relationships, because I feel like it's very important to find your person, because having her has forced me to grow. Like, I feel like I have a lot of self motivation and stuff like that. So, but it's different. Like, being with her is forced me to grow. It's forced me to grow in ways that I didn't know I needed to grow. You know, so yeah.
Yeah, me too.
And family's important to me. Like when we first met, I told her my main goal in life is to have a family, but not just to have a family, is to raise, like bring children into this world who have everything they need, not only financially, but like make sure they learn the right things and teach them the right, morals and philosophy of life, just to be better people for, generations to come on, their kids and their kids' kids, because I feel like you got to break the curse somewhere, I feel like we always grow up, most of us probably grew up in poverty, and you're just going to keep doing that to your children, like your trauma, your issues are just gonna keep inflicting that on your children. I think you gotta heal yourself first, and then you can move forward in life. Cause hurt people hurt people. So regardless, whether you think you're hurting your children or not, you are. So that's my whole thing. Yeah. So that's the point of this podcast. That's why we're here right now. I think what the future holds is, I think this podcast is gonna grow. I believe this podcast is gonna grow. I feel like there's a lot of people out there who could use, especially of our generation. Like we see, people of the, what do they call it, millennial generation, like the people like 25 and between 25 and 30 or whatever. But like it's different. Like when you got people you went to school with that's able to share this stuff, you can probably relate to it more. So that's why I want to do this, because I feel like nobody of our generation is doing this for real.
I'm about to be 21, about to be 22. I feel like that's still young.
Yeah, plus we're super young. And I feel like, I mean, everybody has their experiences, but I feel like some people just are doing the same stuff they was doing in high school, you know? Mm-hmm. I feel like we have grown so much that...
But I feel like we already had that mindset in high school.
Right. I do think we were already very mature in high school already, so... But that's what I'm saying. That's why I feel like this is our purpose. Like, I feel like we're blessed, because I didn't come from a silver spoon, you know? So it's like...
I think that I did.
But you still had your difficulties throughout.
Emotional issues, but
yeah. But yeah, so nevertheless, is to say that we're not special, you know. I just feel like we may be blessed, but I don't think we're special. So it's like anything you see that we're doing or that we have, you can have it too, because we're no better than you. So that's my whole point.
Yeah.
But yeah, this is the 11th podcast, so be prepared to see many more episodes. We're gonna touch on different topics, not just emotional or mental or physical healing things, but also just for my melanated people, some knowledge to take with you, because I feel like it goes hand in hand. Like you can't grow if you don't have knowledge yourself. So it's like, so yeah, we all kings and queens. But yeah, we'll get into that stuff in other episodes. It get deep. So, but thank y'all for tuning in. I don't know if I'm gonna edit this. It might just be raw, but the content will come. Right now, we don't got a lot, just the camera and the light. So yeah, but we'll get Mike's whole setup, the whole shebang. So, but thank y'all.